Yeah, because it's the daily, the daily, the
Your show now.
daily,
That's fun.
Since it appears let's get it popping, y'all. The ones who are wrong about you. Yeah, the ones who are wrong about you. Yeah, they didn't know what you was gonna do. Yeah, they really called it wrong and had you thinking that you was gonna be bad all along. But yo, you got it right and make sure that you kept your game tight and you lived right, and everything is gonna be all right, and everything is gonna be all right. Prove them wrong, and everything is gonna be all right, and everything is gonna be all right. They don't know you like that, y'all. Yeah, we got it like that, y'all. Let's get it popping. It's the daily, daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about the ones who are wrong about you tonight. The ones who are wrong about you. You know, depending on how you are, who you are, growing up, a lot of people may have had a lot of misconceptions about you, good and bad. But we're gonna talk a little. We're gonna talk extensively about the people who may have counted you out, the people who may have never counted you in, the people who said that you were never gonna be anything, you were never gonna turn out to be anything, do anything, be worthwhile or whatever. But we also want to talk about the people who really thought that you were going to turn out to be something great, but maybe it was something out of your realm of possibility, or just something that you didn't want to be. Nonetheless, we're talking about the ones who were wrong about you. So anybody who ever made any predictions about who you were, how you were, what you were going to be, and how it was going to turn out, we're going to talk about that tonight, y'all. So let's get ready to rock. Yeah, it's the Daily Go Get It Mism Show. Power Monday all up in your area. And I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feel like real men and women should. So let's get this get it popping right now. Yeah, and it's going down. The ones who are wrong about you, you know how we do. Stacy White is in the house, that's part of my crew. And my brother from another mother, you know who. My brother from Norris Hill. You know my brother Norris Hill. Yes, is. What's going on, y'all? Thanks for coming by. I'm about to do this thing and get fly for work. All right, so let me get this thing right. Let me put this chat box where I want it to be. Yeah. And after we get situated in that regard, we can just go ahead and rock out. Power Monday all up in your area. Power Monday all up in your area, y'all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hate Mondays, but you know, Mondays are when kings and queens are made. You know what I mean? You don't crown a king or a queen on a Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. Anyway, let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily, the daily go get a mism show. We do this every single day, every day it rains, every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I am your host, Sun 752. AKA Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get a Mism Show all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Tonight on the Daily Go Get a Mism Show, we are talking about the ones who are wrong about you. The ones who are wrong about you, you know, it would be really nice. It would be great if all kids grew up with having a lot of encouragement, a lot of high expectations of success and prosperity and love and all the great things that life should really guarantee all of us, but that it doesn't seem to. You know, there's something magical that happens with a child and to a child and for a child when people believe in them and when they are told how great they are, and when they are encouraged to do great things, when they are encouraged to maximize their potential and really show the world what they have. And it would be great if every child received that, but every child doesn't. And whether you receive that as a child or whether you receive it as a young adult, it matters. It matters. All of us had something that we wanted to do when we were growing up. We didn't all have the same dreams and ambitions. We didn't all feel exactly the same way about life and love and freedom and activities and things like that. But I'm sure that we all had dreams. I'm sure that we all had individual dreams. We all had something that we wanted to do. And most of us, I would like to say most of us, I would like to say most of us probably had somebody in our corner, whether it was our parents, whether it was our siblings, whether it was our teachers, our coaches, our mentors, our neighbors, our grandparents, who told us, listen, you can do anything in this world that you want to do. Anything that you set your mind to, you can do it. But I'm sure that a lot of us had people who said that we wasn't going to be able to do nothing. I'm sure we had people who said that, yeah, you all right, but you ain't as good as this. You okay, but you ain't never going to make it. I don't know if you. Yeah, we had some people who seem to have plotted our downfall. That may be unfair to say that, but it may have felt to you that way when they said it. Some people had teachers. Some people had teachers who told them that they wasn't never going to graduate high school. Now, for a teacher to tell you that you're never going to graduate high school, when they have some influence about how that's going to happen or if that happens, that's a big deal. So it could be because, more than likely, if somebody says that you're not going to graduate high school, they probably are not basing that on your academic skill. They're probably saying it because you don't go to class, you don't show up, you don't do the work, you don't do the necessary things in order to complete the things that you need to in order to advance in a certain area. But let's take it a little farther, because maybe they were definitely wrong about you. Maybe they told you that you weren't going to graduate high school, and here you were cap and gown, baby. Prom, cap and gown, ready to go. Yeah, Miss Johnson, you was wrong. Yeah, Mr. Brown, you was wrong. Yeah, Mrs. So-and-so, Mr. this and that, you were wrong. I'm graduating. You're going to have to come up with a new thing or another thing that I'm not going to be able to do. In your opinion, in your vision, in your desire. What about people? What about, they may have been neighbors. Sometimes it might have been your own parents or another teacher. Unfortunately, there have been some teachers who have been very discouraging and negative towards students that they've had. I totally disagree with that. But I do understand how frustrating teaching students can be. And I understand how sometimes the home training of certain children can make a teacher so angry, frustrated, discouraged, maybe because of the disruptive nature of the child, preventing everybody else from being able to do their coursework, that you may feel like the same way you messing it up for everybody, everything is going to be messed up for you. So what about teachers who told their female students, with the way that you're acting, with the way that the direction that you're going, you're going to be pregnant before you get out of high school. Now, I don't know if any of the women who are listening to this show have ever heard that. But I know my mom told me that one of her teachers told her that when she was in high school. And my mom was thinking, like, I wasn't even having sex like that. So for somebody to say that I was going to be pregnant before I got out of high school, that was like saying that I wasn't never going to be nothing. She said she wasn't having that. So not only was she not pregnant in high school, but she wound up graduating early and she got on up out of there. That's one thing about that's one thing about people like my mom. She doesn't like to be around a whole lot of people who are inherently negative. Like, doubting that you can do something is one thing, but telling somebody that they ain't never going to be able to do nothing is a whole different kettle of fish for her. Care Bear, thanks for coming on through. Appreciate me some YOU. So yeah, telling of a female student that she gonna have kids before she get out of high school. I'm like, well, how would you know that? Did you see her having sex? I mean, have you caught her in some compromising positions? Or you're like, why would you tell a young adult something like that? Why would you do that? But many have done it. You know, my mom notwithstanding, I know of others. I almost want to say I've heard it done, but I can't necessarily say that. I can't necessarily say that. I remember my little gay ass typing teacher told me that I think he said I wasn't ever going to graduate high school. Some old crazy stuff. I looked at him like, look at him, Mr. Softy. Because I don't even know if he meant anything by it. He was always talking shit. He was a little short flamer. You know what I mean? And all of the girls, all of the female students thought he was funny and all. I didn't think he was funny. What typing teacher? You know how there's some teachers in some classes in high school that you don't even respect what they do. Like, dude, you a typing teacher. And you run around here talking to students like they're your friends, like, you know, like you just kicking it with them, and you talk shit about anybody who's basically he talked bad about anybody that showed any testosterone. That was my point of view. So you know, he lived downtown. Now, anybody in Philly anybody who grew up in Philly knows what I'm talking about when I say he lived downtown. Because people from Philly don't live downtown unless you're gay. Basically. We don't do that. And the people who have attempted, the people that are from Philly who attempted to live downtown, they didn't get it off very long. They live down because it's like you just throwing money away. Parking, the high rent and all of that. Like, we don't have to live like that. We have very nice places that you can live where you don't. Yeah. T. Carey Wright says he lived in the neighborhood. Yeah, he did. He lived in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Only out of towners live downtown. Basically, hardly anybody. You grew up in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Germantown, Mount Airy, West Oak Lane, but you're not moving downtown. You're not. nobody is going to co-sign that. Like you what? I had a few friends who moved on South Street. They didn't live there very long. It was when they were in their 20s. Nobody in their 30s is going to do that. In your 20s, you're going to get you might have a good job, get a couple of roommates or whatever, move down South Street, whatever. It was popping. You live down there probably a year tops. It was unaffordable. You know what I'm saying? Like and you don't want people on your. Anyway, so let's go. The ones who are wrong about you, telling you that you're never going to do nothing, you're never going to be anything, you're never going to go anywhere, you ain't never going to make it out of the hood. You're going to spend your life in jail. Some people who were told that they were going to spend their life in jail, it might have been looking like that was going to happen. Doesn't mean that it did happen. Maybe you went to jail for a little while. Maybe you went to jail for a good while. But maybe you turned your life around after going to jail. You didn't spend your whole life in jail. No life sentences for you. No death sentences for you. Maybe going to jail was the wake-up call. Maybe you thought back to the person who told you that, you know what I mean, if you keep going on like this, you're going to spend the rest of your life in. And, you know, that's another thing. To say that if you keep doing something, then this is going to happen to you. That's a lot different than you ain't never going to be nothing. If you can at least, if you're going to diss somebody, at least give them some type of reasoning behind it. Give them an option to be able to turn things around, to change the shift, to do better. Like, even though I might not totally agree with it, if I say, if I hear, let's put it that way. If I hear that if you don't stop stealing, if you don't stop running around with them gangsters, if you don't stop running around here being a little hoodlum. If you don't stop being a little hoodlum, then you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail. Okay. I might not like the way you put that, but at least I know that the way that I can avoid this is by stop being a little hoodlum. Okay, thanks. I can work with that. But to just tell me that just by looking at you, I can tell you ain't never going to be nothing. Because you might be saying it because I'm dark skinned. As absurd as that might sound, yeah, there have been some black people who didn't like dark skin so much, so they irresponsibly predicted that if you were dark skinned, you wasn't never going to have nothing in your life. Yeah, I know it sounds dumb. When I heard it, it sounded dumb. But I know people who practice that kind of craziness. You know what? I ain't gonna struggle today. Boom. Hold on, man. Hold on, baby. Robin Ming, my big sis doing the thing. She's something like a queen for a king. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Make sure that y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. It's the daily go get mism show. Yeah, and we're talking about the ones who are wrong about you. Now, you know, we in a little while, we're going to have to talk a little bit about the people who were wrong about us, who really thought that we were going to go on to do some great things too. Not everybody who was wrong about us was saying that we weren't going to be able to be anything or do anything worthwhile in life. Some people were wrong about us because they overestimated what we wanted to do. So we have to have a little conversation about that too. But for right now, we're going to talk about some of y'all haters. We're going to talk about some of the people who who really tried to bring you down, pull you down, discourage you, make you feel like it was never going to make it, like it was never going to do anything, like you was never going to have anything. You ain't never going to have no money. You ain't never going to get out the hood. You ain't never going to move in a house. You ain't never going to get married. You ain't never going to have a real family. You want to have a bunch of kids. You probably want to do them a couple of bits. I don't know. Talk about it. T. Carrywright says, that's like the people who live in the village in NYC. Like, why? Like, yeah, you know it. Come on, man. That was one of the things that always had me scratching my head about the Jeffersons. Like, the Jeffersons. You could tell that white producers, white writers wrote that story. Like, ain't too many people who grew up in Harlem that wanted to stay in Harlem after they got some real money. Like, and Manhattan, well, Harlem is in Manhattan. So even though they, moved on the east side in a deluxe apartment, the bottom line is you're still in that city living. And most people from New York, they want to get away from that. If they get some real dough, they either want to move out of New York City, like even if they moved upstate, what I mean? Like at least let me get a crib in Mount Vernon somewhere. I want me some grass. Like, I ain't trying to be, taxi cabinet. You know what I mean? George Jefferson didn't even have a car. He didn't have a car, y'all. They moved out in Queens. They had a house out in Queens. Queens, you can. They have expensive, really good living out in Queens. Queens is one of those. It's like a suburb. It's a city and a suburb. It's the biggest borough in New York. Shit, Queens is almost big as the whole Philly. Almost. Let people in Brooklyn say, "Oh, Brooklyn is big as the whole Philly." Like, no, it's not, though. Y'all have as many people, but it's not as big. No. But anyway, yeah. Okay, let's keep moving. TK Wright says church folk have a habit of making those declarations. You ain't gonna blah blah. Oh yeah, you right. Church folk. Oh, I almost forgot. Narcil says my sister and I were talking about somebody that was part of our upbringing that was abusive in every sense of the word. This person is a bitter, lonely 80-year-old widow for the past 20 years. Norris also says the more some people try to help and support him, the more of an asshole he becomes. Oh well, better him than me. Norris also says, my sister says that some people are left to live the tormented life they created for others. Ooh, hence exhibit. He also says, I think it was Gandhi that said, if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. Okay. He said, I did mean bitter in the first post. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm him. And I don't know, man. I don't think people really understand what that kind of discouraging or disparaging things that you can say to a teenager, what kind of impact that can have on them. Not just a teenager, but it's especially if it's before you become a teenager. At least when you're a teenager, you kind of think you got it going on. You may have other peers that have reinforced that you the shit. You know what I mean? Like if you're a good looking teen, you might have a lot of girls on your tip. You know what I mean? Telling you that, oh my God, you're so great. You're going to be the one that cause hate. You're going to be the one that's never late. And I know that you're going to have, that kind of thing. If you're a girl and all of the boys like you and all of the girls are jealous of you, it might be a little harder. It might be a little harder to discourage you because you might be thinking like, yeah, Maybe later on I won't be nothing. But it ain't today. Today, I got it going on and on. Matter of fact, you just hating on me, mama. You just hating on me, dad. You just hating on me, teacher. Now I'm on the mic and I'm able to reach her, answering the call of teacher, teacher. Ask him how I do it. It's so easy to me. All right. But the ones who were wrong about you, if you can remember some of the people who said some of the things about you that you knew were not true, but the predictions that they made based on what they considered your personality to be. What do you remember? What do you remember? You know? Because there may be many things. You know, some of those people might have really hurt your feelings. And I can tell you something that might be worse than all of the adults, grown-ups put together. When you might be a teenager and you are with a boyfriend or a girlfriend who is telling you that you ain't going to be nothing because they ain't going to let you be nothing. Ain't nothing worse than being young, in love, impressionable, and insecure, and being linked up with somebody who is using their power of persuasion and their insecurity to keep you from wanting to be anything except for right up under them and under their power. So imagine being 15 or 16 years old and you are with an abusive lover at your young ass age, just learning about your body, just learning about sex, just learning about love, just learning about everything in life. And you're learning everything the wrong way because you're dealing with somebody who is young and predatory. And they're insecure. See, insecure people don't want anybody else to want you. They don't want anybody to like you. They don't want anybody to love you except for themselves. They feel like everybody who is around you who likes you or desires you is a threat. Everybody. Male or female. So to be around that type of possessiveness, and they telling you, ain't nobody going to love you but me. Ain't nobody going to do for you but me. Ain't nobody going to be around but me. Ain't nobody going to count on. You can't count on nobody except me. And you better do that shit to me around 3. If I see anybody coming around, when I come around, I'm going to lay them down. And then when we get to the crib, I'm going to knock your ass out. And I'm tired of this shit. Going another route. And I've seen it. 15, 16, 17 years old. Boy, yoking the chick up. Taking back all his jewelry. They make up the next day. He give her back all the jewelry. It was crazy. I'm like, ain't no teachers. Ain't nobody going to step in. Anyway, I don't know if he ever told her that she wasn't never going to be nothing. But I always wonder whatever happened to him. Because he graduated and went to the Army. And she was a year younger than him. I wonder whatever happened. Because that was the craziest situation. He used to whoop her ass right there in high school. Take back all his jewelry. I used to always wonder, how did he have money to give her jewelry? You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. The 80s, I don't know. He went to school every day, so he wasn't selling drugs. He wasn't selling drugs. Stacey White says, I had a vocational teacher that made me feel very uncomfortable. I could tell he didn't like me. My mother had my cousin come up there and talk to him. Okay. So did he try to discourage you? Did he tell you that you weren't going to be able to do something, or that you couldn't do something? Nar says, I had perfect attendance most of my school life, because school was definitely an escape from the shit like, you ain't going to amount to nothing. Wow. Moving to another city was beyond liberating as a young adult. That's real shit. Stacey says, I didn't hear the conversation, because Norris asked her, did she get a chance to hear the conversation between the teacher and her cousin? And she says, I didn't hear the conversation, but the feeling went away and I started making good grades. Okay. I don't know, man. A good teacher can really turn life around for you. And a bad teacher can really turn life around for you. You know, people in your world, people in your life making yo, man, you gotta chill. Making life a little bit more comfortable for you, or making life totally unbearable and hard for you. This cat, boy, y'all can't see Crystal under the table. She working under the table, y'all. She working under the table. She ain't getting, she ain't paying no taxes. You got to get in front of the camera. You can't, nah. Come on. You got to get in front of the camera. You can't be, you know what I mean? Damn. Yes. What up, y'all? I'm just trying to get some love real quick. All right. Okay. Damn. Yes. Good kitty. Nice kitty. Fun kitty. Good kitty. Nice kitty. Fun kitty. Yes. Good. You got to wait until after the show. No, don't look at me like that. I don't care. All right. So good teachers, tutors, mentors, guidance counselors, things like that, they can really make a difference in your life. Because sometimes if you have abusive parents or a really bad or negative home life, like Norris was saying, school might be the only place that you can go in order to get away from the negativity. There's nothing worse than coming home to a negative environment, an abusive environment. And I'm not saying that you had an abusive environment, but what I'm saying is, well, as far as emotional abuse, mental abuse, that's just as real as the physical scars, the hits, the lashes. It's just as worse, and it lasts longer, way longer. And the worst part about it is sometimes the physical abuse and the mental and emotional abuse go together. So you can't have one without the other. Not only are you never gonna be shit in life, but I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. But how did it turn out in life? That part, because we're talking about the ones who were wrong about you. So we gotta talk about what made them wrong about you. Were they wrong about you because they didn't know what they were talking about, or were they wrong about you because they were trying to be adversarial? Were they wrong about you because they never really took a look at who you were in the first place? And that happens a lot of times. A lot of times people want to paint you into the image that they hold of you. They only want to speak from their perspective. They want to give you the impression that the whole world is looking at you the same way. And they're not wrong. They're not right about that. They're not right about that. They're often wrong. Oh my God. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, it's LA. Lay, man. Lay. Get out of here. Get on the couch. He was chilling. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, some people want their image of you, their opinion of you to really stick. And you have to think about what the motivation of them being that way and acting that way and portraying that. What is it? Like, what are we doing? Man, you is a whole piece of work. For real. Word mother, for real. But yeah. It happens. So yeah, trying to persevere beyond that, trying to circumvent that negativity, trying to get around, trying to get to a place and a point in your life where you can get comfortable enough in order to start to thrive, in order to start to grow and to be successful. Because a lot of times these people who are telling you that you're not going to be anything, these people who are wrong about you were wrong about you for their own personal reasons. But we have to take a look at that beyond any clues that we're not going to be what they say we're going to be by our actions. Like I said, if we're running around here thugging as a boy or whatever, or even as a girl nowadays, right? Or we're running around here being openly promiscuous and all of that kind of stuff, we can kind of understand why some people said what they said about us. It doesn't make what they said about us right, though, because there's a right and a wrong way to do some things. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. And but we go with what we know. And if we haven't been taught how to love with a softer hand, with a softer touch, with a stroke of finesse, then we'll just unfortunately just throw things out there and see what happens. Not really taking the welfare of the child into consideration. I swear, some parents think that just because they birthed the child and are raising the child and provided for the child, that they can say anything they want to the child. Like, why wouldn't you want the product of you, the fruit of your loins? Why would you want them to feel like they are unworthy of anything? Why would you want that? You know what I mean? Like, when you really think about it, like, it's crazy. I tell you. All right, for these last 15 minutes, I think we should talk a little bit about the people who were wrong about us, who may have really been encouraging towards us, but maybe they were encouraging towards us in a way that exceeded our expectations. I mean, exceeded the reality of what we could exceeded the reality of what they could expect from us. Maybe they thought we were going to be something so great that it wasn't going to work out that way. Or maybe not something so great, but maybe just their vision of what they wanted us to do. Maybe they were living vicariously through us, and it just wasn't possible for us to do what they wanted us to do. For example, maybe they thought that we were so good in science that we would become a scientist or a doctor. A lot of parents wanted that DR by your name. So maybe they were wrong about you. Maybe you had other plans. Maybe instead of being some kind of scholar or doctor, maybe what you wanted to do was be a really good family person. Maybe you wanted something like, maybe instead of financial success or commercial success, maybe you wanted something like love, spiritual fulfillment. So where somebody thought that you were going to go to Hollywood and be a big star, you was thinking more like Anita Baker. Nah, I'm gonna settle down with my husband and have these kids. Live out here in the burbs. I made my money on the road selling these records and all of that. I got enough money to chill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and chill. I'm gonna make sure that my children don't have to live the life that I live. You know, because if you know anything about the Anita Baker story, Anita Baker she wasn't raised by her parents. She had it tough. Her upbringing, you know, even though she was mostly raised in Detroit, she's not from Detroit. She's from Ohio. Shout out to Ohio, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill State. So I believe she's from like the Cleveland area, either Cleveland or Cincinnati, somewhere. Akron? I don't know. But she had to move to the D, you know, anyway, you could pretty much see that, you know, you could pretty much see by what she did, by the moves that she made after, you know, she won her Grammys and sold all her records, sold a bunch of records and went on a lot of tours and gained all this fame. What she really wanted to do was have a family of her own, a husband, children, a stable home. So that's what she did. She left the industry for a good many years to go ahead and raise her kids. Turns out her husband was kind of like a dickhead. So she wound up getting divorced from him or whatever, came back, made some more records, you know, things didn't work out exactly. It didn't work out exactly great for the Anita Baker haircut. Haircut like Anita Baker, looked her up and down, said, I'll take her. But she, you know, people may have told her that because she didn't graduate high school and that she didn't have a stable home. So I'm sure that somebody told her, you ain't ever gonna make it. Don't nobody want to hear you up on stage talking about, you're not Anita Baker, dude. Like, listen, sometimes you gotta wind up to spit out sweet love. Think back to the times we had, the times that made us laugh, that made us sad. I like Anita Baker. No, it says gravitating towards other elders benefited me beyond earning an institutionalized degree. Some people may challenge us to bring the best out of us by daring us to be ourselves. That's true. And I guess the question kind of comes of whether the people who were wrong about us being, you know, big and successful or whatever, you know, having lofty expectations of what we were going to do, you know, just because they were wrong about that doesn't mean that we did the wrong thing. It may have just meant that we took a different path. And not necessarily the easy way out, but a different path. And that Like, look, we it wasn't meant for us to go this way. It was meant for us to go the other way. The other way. Narcille says, my son's mom, longtime friend in Columbus, is related to Anita Baker. Is that where she was from? Was it Columbus? I mean, it was from Ohio somewhere. I could have sworn it was near Cleveland. You know what I mean? Let's move to the date. Let's move to the date. Let me see. We'll get this settled. Where was Anita Baker born?
Toledo, Ohio. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, Anita Baker, born January 26, 1958, Toledo, Ohio, U.S., American singer whose three-octave range and powerful, emotional delivery brought her international acclaim in the 1980s and 90s.
Toledo! Holy Toledo! I said it was near Cleveland. I could have sworn. Holy Toledo! Oh no! Oh, I see. He said maybe it was Toledo. I like it was Toledo. From Toledo. She's from Toledo. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, etched in your memory somewhere is probably anybody and everybody who ever told you that you weren't going to be something, that you weren't going to be able to do something, that you couldn't have something, or blah 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 blah. For some reason, those things stick. They stick, but they don't have to hold you down forever, and they definitely don't have to hold you back forever. You know, you can get from up under those negative predictions that people had of you. You know what I mean? But you have to stay the course. At some point, you're going to have to get to know yourself and get to love yourself and decide that you want for yourself what nobody else can provide for you. Nobody can get inside of your head and do the work for you that you need done except for you. You gotta find a way to, you know what I'm saying, get on that house and do the damn thing. And I hope and pray and wish that it happens for you, because it should. Everybody should have somebody good in their life. Real good, you know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get to it, man. Let's do these birthday shout outs and then we're going to get on up out of here. Okay, yeah, let's do that. All right, we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 15th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Alfred Johnson. Happy birthday to you. And Tony Dangu. Happy birthday to you. And Shannon, Sharina Doing Me. You know, when you see these crazy names. Oh, Sharina Doing Me Stribling. Or is that Stribling? Turning 53 years old today. And Labrina Rice, turning 52 years old today. And Fidelis Dave, happy birthday to you. And Rithana Johnson, turning 42 years old today. And Charmaine Ogawa, yeah, happy birthday to you. And Terry Stith, happy birthday to you, Terry. And T. Wilkins, go get a T. Wilkins, happy birthday to you. And Laquita Thomas, and Roland Johnson, happy birthday to you. And Melvin Cook, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, Brian Whaley, turning 37 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious August 15th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead, turn up But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, check it out, yo, let me put you down. Some people try to put you down, but they are not around like they used to be when they was calling you a clown and saying you wasn't never gonna be nothing. Look at you now. Everybody can't be right about you. Everybody can't be wrong about you. Some people want to get it right, some people want to get it wrong, but you are the one who ultimately decides what your life is going to be and what direction you're going to go. Shout out to the people who've had to get themselves together, to pick themselves up, who have taken a fall, who took chances, maybe sometimes unnecessary chances or uninformed chances that landed them in a place where they may have felt like everybody, whoever said I wasn't going to be anything, was right. But you made sure that they were wrong because you found a way. You know what I mean? The universe, God in the universe sent you the resources in order to get yourself back together and let you see that it ain't over. Baby, it ain't over till it's over. So many tears I've cried, so much pain inside. Baby, it ain't over till it's over. Cause you decide that. It's all on you, baby. It's all on you. And it's gonna play out that way, you know, sooner or later. So man, stay the course. Stay the course. You know, pay attention to why people may think that you're not gonna be something or say that you're not gonna do something, but also, you know, make sure that the people who say that you're gonna be more than you want to be understand the choices that you want to make. All right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. And love y'all right back to life. Make sure that y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the blog talk and get you out of here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yeah. And
thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers.